Hello students, welcome to Learner's Planet. Let us continue with the chapter Cell, Structure and Functions. Cell is defined as what? A basic structural and functional unit of life. Right, and each cell is made up of basic components which are the cell membrane, cytoplasm and the nucleus. So basic structure and the functions of these units we have discussed earlier till the previous session. Now further, let us see what are other features or what are the more additional points that we can understand in the structure of the cell. So students, in the previous sessions I explained to you about the cytoplasm. You remember this thing? Cytoplasm, which is the basic granular mass which is present inside the cell membrane, right? It is a jelly-like substance which is present inside the cell membrane. And this cytoplasm is actually separated from the nucleoplasm or the material or the jelly-like substance which is filled inside the nucleus by the nuclear membrane, right? Now further, when we proceed to understand these things, then we can combinedly use the new term here, that is the protoplasm. This protoplasm is what? Protoplasm is defined as the living substance of the cell. Now, what type of substances are present there in the cell? It is in the form of a cytoplasm or in the form of the nucleoplasm, right? So, combinedly, this cytoplasm and the nucleoplasm together it is known as the protoplasm, and together it is making the living substance, the living matter of the cell. Now, in this case, you know why we are introducing this new term in this session, that is the protoplasm. We have never discussed it earlier. So why we are discussing it here? Because there are some cells in which the nucleoplasm is not present. And this we have introduced in the earlier session also, if you remember. So there are some primitive types of cells in which the nuclear membrane is absent. But there is the region where the nuclear material is present. See, if there is no nuclear material, inheritance of characters cannot take place, isn't it? So, genetic material, it has to be present inside a living cell. Then only the cell will be considered as a living part or the living thing, isn't it? So, in those cells, as I said, there is no nucleoplasm, there is only the presence of the cytoplasm, right? And further, when the evolution occurs or the development occurs, then we see that there are the cells where both these this structures or the genetic material is separated from the cytoplasm through a boundary. And as this boundary comes in between, it is known as the nuclear membrane, and the material or the matrix filled inside this boundary is now known as the nucleoplasm. So there is no need for confusion here. In the well-developed cells, cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, they are present together, and together they are forming the structure or the living substance known as the protoplasm. Now as this difference comes, now we need to understand the further things. That means this development, isn't it? This development is not only related to the nucleoplasm or the nuclear membrane. There are so many differences between such type of primitive cell and the advanced cell. So now let us focus on that thing and understand the basic differences between the primitive and the advanced form. So there are some in unicellular organisms where the cell lack the developed nucleus, and such type of primitive cells are known as the prokaryotic cell. Fine. And of course the developed cells, they are known as the eukaryotic cells. So now at this point, now you can understand that there are two types of cells, primitive and the advanced. So primitive, they are prokaryotic, and advanced, they are the eukaryotic. So now let us just find the difference between the two. Let us compare it and let us see what is there in these types of cells. So what I say, the cells, they are of two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So prokaryotic, in this word is actually comprised of two terms here. Fine. These two terms or two words are which one? The pro and the karyotic or karyo. So pro means primitive and karyo, it means the nucleus. So the cells which are having the primitive type of nucleus, they are known as the prokaryotic cells. right? So you must understand that what we basically mean by this primitive nucleus. In this case, we must say that true nucleus is absent. So actually, which nucleus is known as the true nucleus? The one which is having the developed nuclear membrane, or the different parts that we have discussed in the earlier session. So if all those are present, that is known as the true nucleus. But there are the cells in which the nuclear material is present, but it is not separated from the cytoplasm by the nuclear membrane. So in such a case, this nucleus is actually known as the nucleoid body. So this is the new term now further, which I am introducing here. So in these prokaryotic cells or primitive forms of life, nucleus or the nuclear region where the DNA material or the chromosomes are present, that part is known as the nucleoid. You remember in the cell, in the developed cell, I showed you that if suppose this is a particular cell, so it was present here in the center like this, and inside that the chromosome was present, right? But in the this is the eukaryotic cell. But in a prokaryotic cell, how it is going to appear now? Suppose this is a structure, so nuclear material is present in this way like this, and then there is in the surrounding there is the presence of the cytoplasm, right? So this region in which the nuclear material is present, this is known as the nucleoid. Of course, this structure, this thread-like structure is known as the DNA or the chromosome or the chromatin, but the region in which the nucleus or this nuclear material is present, that is known as the nucleoid. Fine. So I hope this is very clear that what we mean by the primitive nucleus, it is the absence of the nuclear membrane, the nucleoplasm, and all such important structures which are present in the true nucleus. Right. So now this is the eukaryotic cell. Another one. This eukaryotic cell, the again two terms are there. It is eu and karyo. So eu means true, and karyo is of course related to, or it means the nucleus. Fine. So the cells in which the true nucleus is present is known as the eukaryotic cell. Fine. And now I hope it is very clear that what we mean by this true nucleus. Fine. Well, beside this, beside the presence and absence of this developed nucleus, there are some other differences also between the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Well, primitive cell, see, if the developed nucleus is not there, that means they should be considered as the most simplest form of life, isn't it? Now, in such type of cells, the other organelles, the other membrane-bound organelles are also absent. These membrane-bound organelles, they are definitely present in the eukaryotic cell, but they are absolutely absent in the primitive form of life, that is in the prokaryotic cell. Now you just imagine which organelles are membrane bound organelles. Do you remember? The membrane bound organelles, these structures are like endoplasmic reticulum, right? Then there is the mitochondria, chloroplast, isn't it? Or the plastids, then like Golgi apparatus. All these are the membrane bound organelles. So they all are absent in the prokaryotic cell. And of course, I have explained the basic function of these organelles. So now you can imagine that if these functions are not taking place, then how a particular cell can behave as a living thing? Isn't it? That is not possible. That means these functions, they have to occur inside a cell. So now how they are taking place? Those functions are further played by the specific structures like the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, or it occurs directly in the cytoplasm, right? So this is the specific property related to the prokaryotic cell. Besides, in the eukaryotic cell, all these membrane bound organelles are present, so the system is working in a very organized manner. This proper organization occurs in the prokaryotic cell also, but it is not so complex as it is in the eukaryotic forms. So I hope this basic difference is very clear to you between these prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Now the point is, just give some shape to your imagination. like, can you think of some examples of these prokaryotic and eukaryotic organisms? Let us say, like, if it is prokaryotic, then example could be like bacteria. You know what is bacteria, right? You must have heard about it. Now, of course, you cannot see it with the naked eyes, but you know the concept. What are these bacteria? Viruses, isn't it? All these are the prokaryotic forms of life. Like some types of algae. All these are prokaryotes. So, on the other hand, about eukaryotic cell or the eukaryotic organism, what examples can come in your mind? Like amoeba, paramecium. Amoeba, paramecium, they are the unicellular eukaryotic organisms. But these eukaryotic cells, they are also present in the multicellular organisms. Can you think of example? You yourself, human beings, the best example that you can understand. All the multicellular organisms that you can see in your surrounding, they all are made up of eukaryotic cells. And this is the reason that why these complex systems or these complex organisms are functioning in the or they are surviving in the living world. So now let me show you the pictures of these examples, so it will be more clear that how such prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells appear under the microscope. Well, this picture shown here in this slide, it is a bacteria. It is a bacterial cell. So just few minutes ago, I told you this bacteria is an example of which type of cell? It is the example of prokaryotic cell. So now you can see this picture that how it appears actually. See, earlier in the beginning of this chapter, I explained that the variations occurs in the in terms of the shape, the size, and different different ways, isn't it? So this is one of the one type, or it is just one of the form of a prokaryotic cell, and of course it is a one of that kind of bacteria. There exist so many different kinds of bacteria. Therefore, I am stating this particular sentence here, right? Now, in this particular bacteria, initially the initial part that must be present here in the structure, that should be what? That should be the cell membrane. Cell membrane is the typical or the basic component of any type of cell, right? Therefore, this particular thing is present here, and that is the plasma membrane. So the boundary which is present here in this in its surrounding, it is nothing but the plasma membrane. Right now, in this type of bacteria or in some prokaryotic cells, the plasma membrane is also having an outer covering, and that outer covering is known as the cell wall. So you remember what is the cell wall? Cell wall is present in the plant cells. It is a thick outer covering which is dead in nature. A thick outer covering of what? Present in surrounding the plasma membrane. Right. Besides this, I said the another basic component that must be present in a cell is what? The cytoplasm. So even in the cell, the cytoplasm is present. It is present here as a jelly substance. Fine. Then the important thing that should be present essentially is the genetic material. That is the nucleus actually. Right. But in this particular cell, the nucleus is present in the primitive form. That means there is the presence of DNA. You can see these thread-like structures here. That is the DNA, right? Or we can call it as a chromosome. Mind it, in the prokaryotic cell, a single chromosome is present, right? In the higher organisms, the cells can have multiple chromosomes. Fine. Now, in this prokaryotic cell, this DNA is not separated from the cytoplasmic material. So, such type of dense region where the DNA is present is known as the nucleoid. And due to this particular property, the cell is known as the prokaryotic cell. Fine. Now, besides these basic components, the other functions that are required for the cell is basically performed by the nucleus, the plasma membrane or the other materials present within the cytoplasm. So, this membrane, plasma membrane in the prokaryotic cell shows some invaginations. That means it is folded towards the cytoplasm, towards the inner cavity, inner side of the plasma membrane. Fine. And such structures are known as the mesosomes. So these mesosomes, they become the regions where the important chemical reactions takes place in the prokaryotic cell. Which reactions? Those which are taking place in the membranes of different organelles in the eukaryotic cell. Right? So here this plasma membrane is developed in such a way. Beside this, the cytoplasm is having the scattered small bodies which are known as the ribosomes. So these ribosomes, they are the important parts which are required for the synthesis of the protein molecules. Beside that, in the some cells, there are some elongated structures, extensions present over the cover of the cell, and that is known as the flagellum. This flagellum, it helps in the movement of the bacteria or this organism in its surrounding. Besides this, the other type of cells may have different structures like cilia or pili or so on, and all these help in the movement of the cell. Right? So this is an example of prokaryotic cell where you can see only the basic type of components. Now in the advanced cell, that is in the eukaryotic cell, let us see how the different things appear. So the example of eukaryotic cell, the unicellular organism is amoeba. Fine. A special property of amoeba you all must be aware of is that it is having the highly flexible plasma membrane, and this type of flexibility is actually helping in the development of the pseudopodia or the pseudopods, that is a false feet. Now this false feet helps in capturing the food material from surrounding and engulfing it inside into the form of food vacuole. So here we can say there is a presence of plasma membrane definitely. Then there is a presence of a nucleus, a well developed nucleus is present here in the center, which is having the chromosomes inside. Then another important thing present is the cytoplasm, which is scattered inside the inside the plasma membrane. Now besides this, the other important things that are present is the vacuoles. These vacuoles, they could be like contractile vacuole or the food vacuoles, and these vacuoles basically help in digesting the food material. If it is a food vacuole, it helps in the excretion of water or the waste material, and those types of vacuoles are known as the contractile vacuoles. So they are having one important thing, that is the vacuole, which was lacking there in the prokaryotic cell. Right. So such type of elimination will take place in the cytoplasm through the plasma membrane directly. Right. Then there is the presence of the mitochondria. You can see these structures here. These mitochondria, they are meant for the synthesis of energy rich molecules. Fine. Besides that, the other things present here will be like endoplasmic reticulum, which is of course not shown here. So other different developed organelles are also present in the eukaryotic cell. Uh, so I hope now it must be very clear to you that what is the basic difference between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell. So with this, let me finish or the end of this session. We'll meet you soon in the next session with the next topic. And there I will explain the other basic organelles which are present in the eukaryotic cell and what are the functions and what are the basic structures. Fine. So till then, thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.